Somebody clearly didn't think this through. What are you doing? You're muted, dude.
When I was unmuted earlier, did I like cough and go?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but somebody didn't think this through.
What are you talking about? What do you mean didn't think it through?
They left me and you in charge of the crew
on the night that Jim's off. Of course, Hallisey's like, "Oh, I can't, man. I got COVID or whatever." Yeah, he just couldn't make it, and Stapalia is not coming.
Missing in action. The robot went rogue.
So I guess we could start there with Mike Stampalia, and hopefully he's tuned in with us too. This is the crew. My name's Ralph. This is Fuzz, and Jim left us in charge tonight. And to tell you the truth, I've been painting my house. I was just gonna chill, but Rosie's like, "Let's do it. I'll chill. I'll hang out with you." There she is in the background. We'll put her to sleep in just a few moments.
Yeah.
I had a question for you about the Eddies. Now, when you went to the Eddies, did Stampalia bring his wife?
He did.
He did. Now, I looked up the other night playing Real McCoy Beer Company, and there he was with his wife, and he came out to see the Tradition play. And
She's
it was really cool.
Woman.
We got to hang out. Okay, so that's my question. Robot or not robot?
No, she is human.
She's human, okay.
Right,
I didn't notice any switches or anything. Like he's got some things on the back of his neck. Looks like a switch almost.
I told the story. I think I told the story before, but
right.
I had a drink in my hand and I got bumped into and it splashed on Stampalia. A couple sparks flew and she brought him over to the corner of the room.
Right. Dried him off.
Reached up the back of his suit jacket and then I saw her pull it. It looked like a motherboard and pulled that and then pulled her hand back out, and then he kind of went like this, and he was back up again. So clearly robot, but yeah, she's a lovely woman.
Seriously, though, it's nice to meet her. And Mike Stampalia, thank you for coming out. And I guess Jim's had some family stuff to do tonight, so was doing something with the kids. So anyway, I call you today. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And I knew what your answer was going to be, and you were like,
"Well, dude, I've been serving
Johnny Depp.
I've been serving on the jury.
You're on the you're on the jury. Okay, please do tell details.
9 to 5 every day. I got to, I got to get on the couch and I have to hear the testimony and stuff like that. It's what a shit show. It's crazy. That trial's absolutely. Both of them are out of their minds. Both of them are completely
totally. Yep.
And I don't condone anybody hitting anybody, spouses, anybody for that matter, hitting anybody. Guys don't hit girls, girls don't hit guys.
No.
And if that was happening, then shame on you.
Yep, definitely don't hit dogs, right, Rosie?
Oh, Rosie, definitely don't hit dogs.
Right?
I'd rather hit women for a dog.
Rosie, don't make me see the look she's giving you. Yeah, she don't like it. Yep.
So
they're definitely both. They're definitely both mental, though. Both Amber and Johnny Depp, both mental.
Out of their minds. So let's just get it done, get it over with, and I think the jury should come back and say you're both nuts. Neither of you get anything. See you later. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I almost beat you to it.
Yep. There she goes.
So I have a couple of shout outs before we get rolling into tonight. So tonight is going to be Frontman shout out night. All right.
Okay.
So I have 2 happy birthdays to give out. Number 1,
happy birthday.
Is sharpest dressed, most multi-talented heartthrob of the greater Nippertown area, 1977 Playgirl centerfold, Tommy Love. Happy birthday, brother.
Yeah, Tommy Love. All right, so go ahead. Well, let's get right back to Tommy Love because I have some things to talk about Tommy Love too.
Now, the second one is he's the guy that I call Dad. He's a badass vocalist and kicker of roadies' chests.
Yeah.
He climbs any freaking stage rafter he can find, and he's absolutely one of my favorite human beings that walks this planet. Tommy
Love is?
No, Paul Rockwood. Rockwood's birthday.
Paul. Okay. Now we're going on to Paul. Okay.
So it's Frontman shout out day. I figured I'd give a couple of stats on them. I kind of dig the fact that Tommy's a 1977 Playgirl centerfold. I mean,
yeah, I didn't know that fact about you,
yeah, he was
Tommy.
only like 9 then, but what the hell, right?
All right, so I'm going to take off my headphones, so I'm not going to be
All
able
right.
to hear you, but I'm just going to shake it out now. I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow, dude. And it was hot the other day. I mean, and I'm not feeling the Cobain, the Trent Reznor, and dude, when it gets humid, it curls up, right? I don't think I'm ready for this rock and roll hair that Tommy Love is starting. He's like trying to mold me into the image of the rock and roll. And he's right, rock and roll should be loud and should be balls out, and you should have long hair and look the look and play the part. But I just play me. It's a different thing for me. But Tommy Love, man, we're gonna start a school of image with Tommy Love. So things things that disappoint Tommy Love. But you mentioned how he was a good singer. Great singer. He's also a drummer, Dimitri Wild and the Spells, the Erotics, and Joe Mansman are playing Putnam Place this Saturday night. That's a killer bill. So go check out. Yeah, I think we should go check out Tommy. Go check out Tommy Love on the drums. Things that disappoint Tommy Love. I'll tell you, me cutting my hair. One, there's going to be hell to pay. I think that he might not talk to me for a while if I cut my hair. So we're looking to see Rosemary. We're going to throw some comments up there. Thank you. Yes, Tommy is also just a great guy. We know that he's a good friend too. So things that disappoint Tommy Love: when there's not enough kick drum coming through at the show, when there's not enough in the monitors, not enough reverb, not enough wet. He's just definitely got a good sense of it. So what would you think that Tommy Love, what would disappoint Tommy Love? What would be your take on it?
A front man that can't dress correctly.
Right.
Sloppy playing.
Yep.
Screwing up any Zeppelin song.
Yep.
Jesus, no shootings in his neighborhood. I think that would I think he's used to that by now.
Yep.
But no, I mean, yeah, he's got a great ear, and I wouldn't want to be in a band with him, honestly. And the reason being, not because he's a bad guy.
It's tough. He's very critical, and
exactly.
I respected every second that I got to play with him, or we sat in my house and jammed, or just my backyard, or on stage here, or playing a party here. We've done a lot together. Even me just booking one of his bands and just hanging out for the day is just a fun time. So yeah, Saturday will be cool. Putnam Place. Make sure you go to that. Erotics.
I want to go, man. I really do. I want to go.
And Joe Mansman. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's like,
Joe's another one of my favorite human beings. I love that dude, man. He's awesome.
Yep. We did very likable people.
Yes.
Fun.
Gem Fest. We were doing some live drops last year.
Yeah.
You were there with me. We did some live drops last year, and I did a live drop with them, and it was hilarious, man.
Yep.
We just had a blast with it. I walked over to him. I go, "Hey, Joe, you want to go live on Facebook?" He goes, "Yeah, hit it." I'm like, "You don't want to warm up or nothing?" Nope, let's just go. Okay. Hit it, and we went, and it was fun. Yeah, they're definitely a good time band. It's just one of those party atmosphere bands and they give it 135,000% on stage. They let it all out.
Everybody they've had a few different members, and I remember the former bass player climbed up the scaffolding at Rockin' on the River. Speaking of which, is going to be announced very soon. We really don't have any other information, but there'll be 4 shows happening over the course of the summer. So, I climbed up, and I saw him at Putnam Place, and I went outside just to get some air, and I come back in the middle of the tune. They're on the bar playing, and just in people's faces, sitting on their tables. The people are trying to just sit there and have a drink, and just going, "Hey, here's the rock and roll show." So yeah, Putnam Place is going to be a good spot. Paulie's Hotel's got some good shows coming up. Guess who called me? Just like right after I hung up the phone with you. Guess who called me?
Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich.
Isn't he dead?
No, he's still alive.
Okay. Go ahead.
Still kicking,
guess again. One more guess. 2 more guesses.
Okay.
Who do you think called me right after I got the phone with you?
George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars?
I wish I'd roll one this big. No, it was Mona Golub from Price Chopper.
Oh, you
and market
royalty
40.
called you that.
Yeah, like
Okay,
local.
well, I wasn't.
First of all,
I wasn't
we'll
shooting
just
that
say
high.
this: Mona is one of the coolest people in the local music scene.
1,000%.
Having a small little weekly festival at Dana Park a few years back, donates 20 cases of water for the bands to drink water. Just little simple things,
Mhm.
And 5-6 years later, she finally called me again, and I thought
Nice.
it was awesome
I
because we have
actually
like an ongoing joke here at my house because we love um market
32.
32. I always say 42. Market 32, because I'm so used to
Yeah.
saying price chopper. Market 32's mixed nuts, salted mixed nuts, no peanuts, and the crab cakes, the pre-made crab cakes that you just pop in an air fryer and just get them nice and crispy. Man, they are just delectable with the right salad and ranch dressing. So we are big on Market 32, their
32.
products.
Yeah.
And so how do we tie this in with local music? Well, Mona's the one person who gave us the golden opportunity and basically gave Nippertown the keys to Music Haven to put
Mhm.
on an all-day festival July 23rd. So thank you. We love you for that. Now, here's our chance. We have to give back. We have to help Mona now. Why? How are we going to help Mona? Why was Mona calling today? Say hello, catch up, but also to let me know that there's some opportunity with her to support local music in the summer concert series. They print these local music summer concert guides kind of things. You remember them? They're everywhere.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
There's 80,000 to 100,000 of these things printed. So what she's doing is she's looking for a few people, reliable people. Now I know we're online and we're on an internet radio show. There will be some screening. Fuzz and I will be screening because if we're going to refer you to Mona Golub for this, we're not going to just take any losers.
That's right.
So yeah, we have some job opportunities. I just thought that was a cool thing to
And
be able to
there's some
thank her and help her try to fill these couple positions of getting those guides out because they want to do that in the next couple weeks. So if you're looking to make a few bucks and be involved in the music scene, you never know where it could take you because Music Haven, they do a lot of shows too in Schenectady on their own. So yeah, very
Yeah,
cool.
there's stipulations to it too. You have to have reliable transportation. You have to, be a responsible person.
Yeah, let's
And
make up some serious rules on this though. Go ahead.
yeah,
Keep
you
going.
definitely have to have reliable transportation
Yeah.
because they're not going to carry. You're not going to fly them by carrier pigeon. You're
Yeah,
not going to
they
be able to
basically
Uber.
give you a list. They give you a few boxes of these things, and you put them out in the locations they want, and you track a time card and put some hours in, make some money, supporting the local concert series and some local musicians too as well. So there you go. So this is one thing we've never done on the crew before. So
No,
thank you to Mona. And we look forward to hanging out with you July 23rd at Music Haven, or even for just some of the shows that go down there all summer. Stan Dennis, the whole crew. It should be fun. It's going to be
I
a good
met
time.
Mona. The first time I met her was just at the Eddies recently, and she's. I was a little intimidated when I heard, "Hey, that's Mona Golub," and I'm like, "Oh, all right, come on over and meet her." I'm like, "Ooh, okay," So I walked over and she turned to me, and I was introduced to her, and she put her hand out and she said, "Hi, Mona Golub," like very matter of fact, like she seems like a very strong woman, So I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's a very
I shook her
strong
hand,
woman, very
I
smart
introduced
woman,
myself.
very, very nice. What a sweet woman, definitely. So we thank you. And I thought you said she was going to stiff arm you and go get back,
No,
Fuzz.
so she told me, she goes, and I'm just like I said, I was kind of intimidated by her, but she lightened the mood immediately. She goes, you know
Yeah,
what? She goes, I like your tie and your beard. They match my dress.
that's
And
very
she had kind of a greenish colored, so we
Wait a
matched.
minute. Mona Golub is that Fuzzing Rock show? Is she gonna like maybe do an appearance?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if she's ready for that yet.
No, we can't.
But
We got to get through Nipperfest first. We can't just because the boss is off tonight, But definitely, we are not joking. I am not joking anyway. She did call me tonight, and we do have
yeah, no, that's serious.
some employment opportunities to pick up
Yep.
some extra cash. So let me know, and we'll pass along the right people. Other things that disappoint Tommy Love. What do you think disappoints Jim Gilbert?
I don't think anything disappoints him.
No.
Well, no, I'll take that back. So
Yep.
disappointing Jim Gilbert would be
It takes a lot.
being disloyal or being dishonest. I think that would disappoint him.
Yeah.
He doesn't get mad.
No, I never really seen him mad. Maybe tonight. We signed on a few minutes early.
I don't think anything disappoints
tonight.
him, but I think I don't think he gets mad at anybody that disappoints him, but I think he more finds solutions for what disappoints him before it even disappoints him. So,
So guess who's watching? Guess who's watching? You see the Nippertown? Did you do that?
You knew Nipper'd be watching.
Yeah, Nipper's always watching. See, so we know. I'm busy tonight. I can't do the crew. Boop, 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 boop. There he is.
Not meeting deadlines disappoint. I think not meeting deadlines disappoints.
So Jim, thanks for giving Mona my number. I think she had my number. I saw the number come up and then I didn't say Mona Golub because I had it in my phone, but I got a new phone and then it erased all the numbers. So now I got Mona's number again. What not to text Mona at like 3 a.m? Go ahead.
Don't do that.
No, what not to text? Just period. Don't text 3 a.m.
No, not Mona. No, God, not Mona.
Well, after Nipperfest, like the night of Nipperfest, like thanks. It's like 2 a.m. Thank you.
I think
she'd get a kick. She'd respond if she was up, like you said. She liked your green. She's a cool. She's a cool person.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Well, I got her number. I'm not giving you her number. I have her number.
Definitely not me doing it. So
speaking of Nipperfest, Frog Alley Brewing is someone else we should talk. These concerts they're having there are just ridiculous. Marshall Tucker Band, E.B. Jeb, bringing back all those old names. But thank you to Frog Alley Brewing in Schenectady for being the presenting sponsor of Nipperfest 2022, July 23rd, Music Haven in Schenectady. And if you're at Market 32, pick up some of those crab cakes. But sponsors came on to help out with the smaller stages like Stewart's and CDPHP and Sturts and also Capcom. Did they merge yet? Do they merge together with SEFQ? Isn't that happening?
I don't know. I'm not sure I don't know if they can. They might have gotten blocked.
Do we have any local musicians out there or people we know out there that work for banks that we could maybe talk to you? Maybe you can put in the chat some, let us know about that big merger.
Yeah, I don't know if it went through or not yet.
There was a, I think it was Capcom back a few years back with I'm going to say, yes, when the Edge days, there was a Battle of the Bands. They did a big Battle of the Bands at Revolution Hall in Troy and asked me to come down and host it. It was fun. And it's just a bank trying to be, be local, you know what I mean? And supporting, and obviously they're looking for, younger customers and their money. But it was very cool to have something like that. So big ups to Capcom. Thanks for sponsoring. Nipperfest 2022, that Fuzzing rock show tomorrow night. Now, here's another thing I wanted to ask you. Like, you do the show every Thursday night, but it's like sometimes I'm like, he's not going to come on the crew. He doesn't want to do 2 nights in a row. You're here every week. I couldn't make it last week. You're here every week, every Wednesday.
I'm dedicated,
and then Thursday.
Man. Sometimes what's funny too is I don't miss a crew show, but I take nights off from my show.
That's okay though. Like I told you, you need to shut off.
Shut down and unplug.
Halsey's having one of those days today. He's shutting off. Stampalia's shutting himself off from us and he's going out to the Lark Hall to cover the show, right? Is that what's going on over there?
Yeah, dude. I spent the whole day last Thursday, was it? Maybe. I think it was last Thursday. I spent most of the day. No, maybe it was Friday. I think it was the day after my show. But I spent most of the day flying a drone, just flying around my neighborhood. All way up, way out.
You were just driving around, though. I think I called you one day. I said, "What are you doing?" He's going, "Nothing. I'm just driving." Well,
I do that too.
I just drive around.
Yeah, sometimes I get in. Oh, I thought somebody commented. I'm like, wait a minute, what is that?
No, I just popped up the that Buzzing Rock show just so people know tomorrow night, every Thursday, 7 p.m. Who's your guest tomorrow? We should talk
tomorrow
about your
night
show.
Is going to be a band called Of the Light.
I love the name of the Light.
They are from Bergen, New Jersey, and they got very, very unique sound. It's kind of that rock metal, like in between rock and metal kind of deal.
I always felt like Jersey and New York City were always part of the upstate New York scene. So
I think so. I mean, if I love interviewing bands from all. I'd love to do bands from all over the country. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about it today because I was, thinking about Buffalo. And I was like, should we talk about it? I'm like, yeah, we should. I have family in Buffalo. Two very, very close people, Nick Rivers, Laura Daniels, that I worked with at Albany Broadcasting, that I became very close with. They're living in Buffalo. They shop at that market. And it just made me go Terror, that, even though they're mainly a California band, Scott Vogel, the singer from Terror's from Buffalo. And him and I remember we talked Tops before, because Tops is like the place to go,
That's like their Market 32.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tops is like their Market 32.
Pretty much. And I just, not to really dwell on the whole thing, but I mean, let's talk about it, man. I mean, because, what if it was somebody we knew in the radio industry or in a band, and it doesn't matter who it was. It was just a tragedy. And I guess I just saw a news clip before I came upstairs to sign on here. And, the kid was definitely showing signs that something was wrong with him, like pretty much spelling it out. What are you going to do? I'm going to commit murder and kill myself. And they just kind of blew it off, Look what he did. And he was right. He wasn't joking,
I think that politics always mixes into it, and they always go back to gun control. But even if you ban guns, that just means that the honest people aren't going to be able to get them.
Yep.
And they need to come up with a way that that you can't get. And I'm not talking about handguns. Handguns are a different thing. You have to have a permit. It takes about a year to get a permit, even with military background. Like it takes a long time to get the permit. And when you do, all of your weapons have to go, when you have to go purchase it, bring the receipt down to City Hall. This is in Albany anyways. Bring it to City Hall. They have the judge. They take it from you with your paperwork. The judge signs it whenever he signs it. So it's not that day usually. It's usually about a week. Then you go back and pick up your green slip, bring it to the gun store, and et cetera, et cetera. So that process, you're not going to be able to get one right away.
Well, this kid, even though he went through all this mental evaluation, 20 hours of it, and then after it, he said, I just faked it just to get out of it, but I was still able to go out and buy guns. So it's funny you say that.
I think they need to go deeper into people's backgrounds when for rifles and stuff like that, because rifles is just basically a check of, I think it's NCIC and the FBI website or their database. And if you're not on there, then write it up. Here you go.
Yeah. It's a tragedy though, man.
I can go to Dick's tonight and buy one and walk out with it after that check 20 minutes later. I think they need to go deeper, and you have to wait. You should have a waiting period. You know what I mean? And people need to say something too. Like people that know this dude probably know he's out of his mind.
Well, that's the thing, is they didn't say anything, and they didn't help him. They knew he was going to do it. He did what he said he was going to do. And it's just horrible. I mean, there was 11, 12 lives lost, people injured. So our hearts go out to Buffalo, because I consider Buffalo part of our music scene. A lot of it, Every Time I Die, Terror. There's just so many great bands from Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, Debbie Downer of the night, but I guess, we got to talk about what's going on, man, because the first thing I think of is my friends in bands and radio friends and family that live out there. It's the first thing I thought of. So our hearts go out to all of you.
Talking about your friends and bands, and yeah, definitely you're 100% for everybody that's involved in that. Yep. But talking about your friends and bands, let's talk about this.
Yep.
Let's talk about promoting of bands, right?
Of bands.
I know we've touched on this before, but let's give a little quick, because you have been promoting shows, bands, et cetera,
retired though. Totally. Like I
right. But
once in a while, like I don't book. Yeah. I consult. Exactly. And I let that know. I'll talk to anybody, but hey, why don't you book our band? Well, I don't book anymore. I may book the Tradition. You may have seen me put out some posts. Hey, I'll help you out. Here you go. Here's a show I can't play, or something else, or they need a band here where I play. Would you like to play? But yeah, no, the booking thing, I got kind of sucked into it with Last Call and Black John Wayne.
That's right.
People wanted to play with our band, so I started booking. But go ahead. I didn't mean to throw off your point.
Let's talk then and now. Now, back in the day, if we wanted to promote our band, we would either it would show up in Metroland when when the promoters of the show or the venues themselves put out their list of people they're going to play. Now, if you wanted people to go to your show, you took a backpack with a stack of flyers like this, staple gun and a box of extra staples, and away you went. And you would anything that was wood that you could tack it to, you would. You go all the way down the street, back up the other side.
Did you bring a beer?
I usually brought something different. Talk about that. So, but back then, that's the way promotion was. We didn't have everything we have today, but now there's so much this with technology. The way it is, there's so many ways to promote your band. Look, you're promoting Nippertown Radio right now.
Yep.
Right. So you have a Facebook page, you have a website, you have Capital Underground. Yeah. You have Nippertown Radio. You have there's all these ways that you can get your band promoted now, and nobody takes advantage of it. I shouldn't say nobody. I shouldn't say nobody. A lot of bands do not take advantage of it. They're like, well, we don't get that much turnout at shows. Well,
yeah. So no, that does. Dude, being on the street and flyering at shows and going to other shows. I'm not going to sit here and say I go to 100 shows a week. I go to 3 shows, 4 shows a year. I'm out playing once a week or once every couple of weeks. And then all right, maybe 10, but definitely not 10 shows in 2 weeks like I used to. Things change, you know what I mean? But for you guys out there who want to play Empire Live, you should be going to those shows and supporting and, promoting your shows there, and just do what you got to do. Paulie's Hotel in Albany, same thing. Fuse Box in Albany, Putnam Place. There's just many good venues where you should be going to the few shows. I mean, when I used to do it, this is what I would just, it was just like a plan. It just made sense. And to consult and tell someone about this, that boggles my mind, because I'm like, well, why don't you think of this? Okay. So my band's playing with, for instance, we'll just say Hatebreed. All right. And coming up to Hatebreed on the calendar at Saratoga Winners, Bogies, QE2 that day, there's this show on this Wednesday. So, my thing was like, I got to go to that show and flyer. Let alone, do I really want to go to the show? No, but I should go there and flyer. Yeah. So you would go there and you go to Bogies and see Testament, and you'd flyer for your later date with Hatebreed. And look, Sick of It All is playing the QE2. I got to go flyer my show. So, but yeah, I would want to be there to that one or Testament, you know what I mean? But maybe there's some shows you didn't want to go to, but you still go. And then, I'm going to go tonight because I'm going to flyer, and my buddy's sister's band's brother's band's playing. They got a kid together. Whatever, you know what I mean? So you get what I'm saying. You just
absolutely.
I would plan it out. It wasn't, but today I don't think they do that. I think they rely more on they rely on the online stuff. And I guess we're guilty for that. Capital Underground, that Fuzzing Rock show, the new one, Andy Scullin of Shortwave Radio Band, and Unsigned 518. You have many avenues to be interviewed, to do a podcast, to get your music played. Now Nippertown Radio is blowing up. And I think there's too many avenues with one road, and that one road leads to the internet. And you're not getting off that road, and because then you get on the road and you get in your car. You get in your car and you go somewhere, and your phone connects to your dashboard, and you know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. I
don't think they're using it enough, though, man. Not everybody, like I said, because you mentioned Andy Scullin. I'll get to him in a minute, but
yep.
That's a classic example right there. Shortwave Radio Band is everywhere. Yep. I mean, you look any social media site, you're gonna see Shortwave Radio Band. They got it right. They're out there. They're promoting themselves. And some people are like, oh, they'll get sick of seeing it. That's the point.
Yeah.
You want people to see it and be like, all right, I got to go check these guys out, see what they're all about. And then you wow them, and you got a fan. And then you tell somebody else. They tell somebody else. But I think a lot of bands sell themselves short too. That's the problem. But I mean, you got to go out there and get gigs. Make yourself known. Go out and get gigs. Go out to ask a promoter. Just ask somebody that
the best way for bands to start out and to do it is DIY. I've always said that. DIY, do it yourself. And the only way to really do it is just to meet other bands, and bands work together. And yes, the promoters are good. Promoters are great. I mean, that's what they're there for. They can give you bigger opportunities. But when you don't have any opportunities, fucking do it yourself. Just do it. Just do it. Just go to the club. How do I play here? Ask. If you don't ask,
that's exactly my
you'll
point.
never know.
Yep.
You might not know this, Fuzz, but I was in a band called Black John Wayne. Okay. Right. So, like Mona Golub, this guy, Tim Tobin from, Live Nation. He's a big name in Live Nation.
Sure.
And he called me one day and he's like, hey, man, I was wondering if you wanted to help us out and promote a show. I'm like, cool. One side of the flyer? He's like, no. I'm like, can I use the other side of the flyer for I had a series of rock and metal shows at the Cobleskill Fair. So right off the bat, before I even agreed on anything, I'm asking. If you don't ask, you'll never know. So this guy's going to pay for 10,000 flyers. Okay. And he's going to let me put Black John Wayne on the back of the flyer, playing at the Cobleskill Fair, listed with all the other bands playing for the 2 or 3 days. So he hires me for the job and get a little street team. We go out and we flyer the whole capital region. And I'm like, this is what I've done my whole life. And this guy's going to pay me for it. Great. This is awesome. Hey, Tim, by the way, can I get some tickets? Sure. How many you need? I don't know, like 100. He goes, oh man. I was joking. He's like, I could do 50. So naturally we were just getting everybody hooked up with tickets for the show. And that was awesome. Hey, Tim, yeah. Do you think maybe I could set a Capitol Underground tent up out in the parking lot? He goes, we'll put you inside right next to the Hatebreed tent and Dimebag Darrell's wife. I'm like, awesome. If you don't ask, you don't know.
Yeah, and
you have to ask. Hang on.
No.
One more thing. Hey, Tim, can I bring a generator and set my band up in the parking lot to play maybe an hour before gates to get everybody in line early for the show? Oh, that's a great idea. Black John Wayne played in the parking lot of SPAC for like 50 people, 500 people. Now there's 5,000 people waiting to get into this show at noon, 1 o'clock. So if you don't ask, you don't know. And I'm not bragging. By all means, I am not bragging. Not bragging. Really.
No, that's called a success.
I'm just telling you, like, how do you do it? Oh my God, that ain't fair. Ralph gets all the show. Fucking ask. Just do it. Do it yourself. Now you have Nippertown here to help. You have that Fuzzing Rock show to help. You have right. Well, that's what I'm saying is that you still got to go that extra mile. You got to ask. You got, well, can we do this? Can we do that? Let's try to change the game a little bit. That's how Reverbicon was born. I don't want to just play in a mall. I want to make it a big spectacle, and we did.
The worst they can say is no. That's
no. And look at. Yes. And all the answers were yes to those questions I asked. And that was good.
Judging from my
props up to my good friend, Tim Tobin. Thank you.
Judging from my dating profile, I've heard no a lot. So I know what it sounds like. I'm not afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid. If they say no, ask another question.
I guess the bottom line is get out there and get yourself known. Like I said, shortwave radio band is killing it with advertising. Like, talk to Andy. Andy will be like, okay, do this. Like, and get your online.
He's another one. He's going to give you the advice, just like I did. Just this is how I did it. Yeah. I don't know how to do it, but give you the golden book. Here it is. You get 5 good bands that draw. Put them on a bill. Put your money together. Pay the room rental. Now you got the room for the night. The whole door is yours. And you're playing and making money, and you're building yourself your own scene.
Team up.
And that's what needs to happen.
Work with other
that's what's happening again. These bands like Shortwave Radio Band.
They're getting it. They're getting it.
Right. And No Fun and places like Desperate Annie's. They're Rare Form in Troy. They're building a scene on top of a scene that's already been there for 30 years.
Yep.
Because some of the older guys are still coming out, but the new generation's coming up,
So everybody that's watching,
we've been here a long time.
That's your advice, and you'll be receiving our bill in the mail. Just so you know.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's free. That's free. I'll even type
free of charge.
I'll tell. Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, can you just call me? I don't want to type all this into a Facebook message. But yeah, there's been a few bands and artists that I've played with and I really liked. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should manage them. They're going to be big. They're going to be huge. What am I going to do? Should I? But I don't. I'd rather go, hey, here's what I got for you. Here's some advice, and that's that. So yeah, I definitely do a lot of consulting. Consulting has been the word of the night.
So let's talk about now that we brought up Andy Scullin. Let's talk about him and this Unsigned 518. This just
do it, dude.
This just came out this week. He first started his first two. Just came out this week, and what can I say, man? It's a podcast to promote local artists, and it's freaking great. If you guys need to go check it out, nippertown.com. You'll find it on there. Again, helping out the bands. That's what this dude does. But
you know what's cool about it too? He's doing what he wants.
Yeah, and absolutely.
The mayor said something to me the other day on the phone about it. We were talking about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I go, oh, it's a podcast." I was like, "Oh, Capital Underground's a podcast," and he's like, "Well, he's interviewing the bands. I don't know. He might play a song. He doesn't, but it's all different. There's so many different podcasts on, the Above Ground podcast, Stories from a Bar." Now Unsigned 518 with Andy Scullin from Shortwave Radio Band. And they're all different. Even though Andy and I are kind of doing the same thing, he's tackling bands that I've never heard of already with the Sugar Hold, So here I am reaching out going, hey guys, upload your music to Nippertown Radio. So if anything, we all kind of do the same thing, but it's all our own thing. And that's what I think makes Capital Underground, That Fuzzing Rock Show, and Unsigned 518 already a unique addition to the Nippertown family. Yeah,
absolutely.
We don't need Stampalia or Halsey or the mayor.
Oh, don't say that. No,
we don't need them. We can handle this. We're handling it pretty well. If you guys got any questions or any comments or things that you want to talk about, any shows we're not talking about this week, because we are kind of all over the place.
Type in the chat.
Just type it in there, man. Type it in. The summer concerts are coming, though. I'm starting to see them all over the place, everywhere. Powers Park in Troy. I saw some hints of the Plaza. Some shows have been announced too. It's just going to be cool. It's going to be a good summer. I'm going to get out a little bit more. I used to love going to the Plaza. I remember 20, 30, 40,000 people. I don't know how many were there, but I was almost back by the egg on the Plaza. Mm-hmm. And I was walking toward the back of the stage, and Pat Benatar was on stage. Aren't they coming? Are they coming?
Yeah, Benatar
but just the lyrics of one of the songs, we are strong, and love is a battlefield. Yeah, it was really.
I thought that was a Black John Wayne song.
No, I wish. No, but there's been definitely some excellent moments there at the Plaza with bands, local musicians too, so you're going to get a lot of it. You're going to get some nationals, and you're going to see the best of the locals coming out to play these shows.
So you're at episode 57 of Capital Underground right now.
Shoosh. Oh.
57. I am coming up on 100 shows soon, dude.
Yes. When is the 100th Fuzzing show?
I don't quite know yet. I know I got post-it notes all over the place. As of my Phoenix and the Raven interview, I was at 84 or 85.
Yep.
So I'm almost there, dude. I got to be at like 89 or 90 by now. So I'm about 10 away. I'm thinking
party or what?
Super extravaganza somewhere,
special extravaganza show.
I don't know, dude. Maybe we should do like a live That Fuzzing Rock show from a venue or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Get a couple bands and throw them up on stage. Can you imagine if the 23rd?
Throw them up there.
Can you imagine if July 23rd was my 100th show?
Huh?
Can you imagine if July 23rd was my 100th show?
No,
I got a place you guys can go. That would be funny. But yeah, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do for the 100th show. There's going to be
You
some
gotta
cool
do
giveaways.
something special.
There's
I
going to
always
be
think there's
giveaways.
got to
I
be
don't
some
believe it.
kind of. I've backed off on that because I've always done the 25th anniversary of Capital Underground.
Right.
My 30th years in radio. Now it's like 34 years in radio. Never won an award for anything. Don't care. Thinks it's awesome for other people to win awards, you know. But we're still here doing our thing, and that's the thing. And the crew is still here. Now, who knows? The weather's getting nicer. There may be a week when we don't show up on a Wednesday, even though you can expect us every Wednesday, 5 or 6 of us, 7 of us. Now it's just 2 of us tonight. We just felt like, let's get on there. We got some shit to talk about, man. There's some stuff going on.
So if you just go on nippertown.com, looking at the concert calendar, the best bet, of course, tonight is a tribute to Kings. That's Primus is doing a tribute to Kings.
That's tonight?
With Battles. That's tonight.
Dude, that's tonight at the Palace?
Yep.
Oh, we got to sign off. I'm going to that show, dude.
8 o'clock.
Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson showed up to that show in Canada the other day.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
I heard they're coming. I heard they're coming to Albany. See, that's cool. This is where we can maybe reintroduce the idea and maybe say, hey, Johnny Depp, look what Rush did for Primus. They went to go see them. So, and you didn't show up at the Eddies. Now, this trial, it's over soon, right, Fuzz?
Yeah, they're getting into the tail end of it now.
I would like to personally, on behalf of Nippertown.com, invite Johnny Depp. Hell, let's bring the whole legal team and the jury and come to Nipperfest July 23rd at Music Haven in Schenectady.
I will assure them VIP seating for that. I'll guarantee him that. How's that?
Johnny needs a day of just being around what he loves to do, and that's playing music, because I've never seen him happier, meaning not like I know him, but movies, whatever, people get weirded out. When someone's on stage and they're playing and they're an actor and they're in that industry, and then you see them on stage, it's different playing music. I think when you're making music, it's one thing. When you're acting, it's another. And I think that Johnny Depp or any other, worldwide musician, world-renowned actor would love Nipperfest 2022. You think he'll come? You think he'll show up?
No.
Okay, thanks.
Of course not.
Always putting things into perspective.
But I'll tell you what, though, honestly, dude, I can definitely get his agent's information.
Yeah. So you should reach out. You should invite him.
I have his agent's information. I should reach out to him. Just
reach out.
Come to Nipperfest. Take your mind off things,
So Fuzz and I do a lot of hard work for Nippertown as far as promoting our shows. One thing I want to talk about is laziness in the music scene. Laziness is this. This is not being lazy. Share, like, subscribe. That's not being lazy. We push and push and push and share and use the social networks to get the word out there about shows or about who's going to be on that Fuzzing Rock show or who's going to be on Capital Underground or Unsigned 518 or Johnny Morris's Monday Mayhem. No matter what it is, or the true story behind the lens with Jim Gilbert, whatever the story is, we try to share it, and that's where we need, especially the bands that are coming on, especially the bands that are being tagged, that you're being played. Throw it out there. Give it a share. I'm going to throw it out there. That's it. Because I know that you've expressed to me, and I've come right back at you with the same type of frustration, to where it's like, dude, does anybody care? You know what? They do care. And
you asked me earlier what disappoints people. That disappoints me.
Yeah, that disappoints.
I'm interviewing somebody and they do nothing to promote it. It drives me mental.
What do you think disappoints Tommy Love at like a 4th of July picnic as far as food goes?
When the fireworks look better than he does.
That'll piss him off, I guess.
No, and
or like a bottle rocket gets stuck in his hair,
Yeah, bottle rocket sparks or bottle rocket to the hair. Instant anger from him, I'm sure. runny potato salad, and losing the 3-legged race.
Why is Amy? Well, this is a comment I missed earlier, and I'm sorry, Amy. We got a little off track. Jim's being late is Jim's pet peeve. Oh, being late. Okay, so don't be late. Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, so let's get back to the chat here. Let's catch up. Let's see. We need more money and support for mental health. Now, that's why I'm getting back to all these. And sorry, we didn't get that. So the Above Ground podcast with Timothy Patrick and Will Foley, awesome local talented musicians. They run this thing because this is something that keeps them going. This is something that keeps them on the straight and narrow, is the Above Ground podcast. Mental health, definitely we need more support. I think this is looking back to Buffalo. These chats aren't coming up quick enough for me. So
now let's talk about the Above Ground podcast for a second, because those dudes, TPP and Will Foley, they are absolutely passionate about what they do. And they're passionate about helping people, and they're a wealth of information because they've been there. And they know what's up. So if you're in that feeling, anxiety, all that stuff, they know they're there now. They know what's going on. So, and their shows you can get a lot of information from their shows because they talk to people who are also going through it.
Some of their own struggles, and you definitely walk away feeling relief. You feel relief. Even if you didn't know you were going through some shit, or you were maybe feeling depressed, or feeling like, oh man, life sucks, I'm just going to end it. No, you just walk away feeling good. Something inside you is repaired by listening to the Above Ground podcast.
Yeah. And they give you avenues to go down that'll help you. Because again, like I said, they know. I mean, they'll do a booth at the punk rock flea market that's coming up soon at Empire
Sunday.
Live. They usually have a booth there, and they have pamphlets. They have all sorts of resources there, and just go and talk to them because they're just cool dudes to talk to. It doesn't even have to be about mental health or anything, but they help. They do help a lot of people, and hats off to you guys. I love both those dudes, TPP and Will Foley.
That was a good point. The punk rock flea market happening this Sunday at Empire Live. The first one went off great. This one's going to be even bigger, and it's just fun. Go check it out. There's a lot of stuff.
I'm excited for it, man.
Food, there's all kinds of stuff. Music. It's great. So yeah, I think we're gonna say goodnight. I don't know, because I feel like we really conquered a lot tonight. We signed on a few minutes early. We're gonna leave a little early and not just sit here and babble, because we are missing two heavy contenders, as Mike Hallisey would put it himself, and of course Mike Stampalia, and of course the mayor. So we're missing the components tonight of the crew, but I think we held it down.
Stampalia is not heavy anymore. We switched his frame to carbon fiber.
With that being said, I'm Ralph Renna.
And I'm Fuzz.
And this is the crew. And we are going to say good night.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. Check it out.
Please, we love you. Stay safe.
Please do.